Excellent work by Natasha Potter. I was really hoping she would leave that big notch out of Seth's head there.
I mean, I got a perfectly shaped dome. What's up with that?
Way too much hair on Billis's, too. UFC Fight Night tonight on ESPN Plus. Corey Anderson, Jan Blachowicz square off in the light heavyweight main event. You can order the main card in English or Spanish. Go to ESPNplus.com. Got to download that ESPN app if you're watching on the mobile. Preliminary hostilities start at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Joe Lunardi has this for the Big Ten right now. Indiana is one of the last 4 teams in. In all, there are a dozen Big Ten teams with an opportunity to make the tournament. That includes Minnesota. The Gophers would have to finish strong for sure. Now, there's something about lottery winners. In many ways, if you're playing the lottery, right, you're already a bit of a winner, because in the Big Ten, you've got 64 quad one win opportunities remaining on the schedule. But what do you do? What do you do with those lottery winnings? 70% of lottery winners go bust. They're far more likely to declare bankruptcy than just people who earn the money along the way. So we're going to play the lottery, Big Ten style. We got Big Ten tournament contenders in here. I'm going to push the green button and watch them go. Oh, yeah. And then while it gets all mixed up, assuming this works.
That's really good.
Yeah, you like that? Uh-oh, the battery's dead. Somebody run in here and plug this thing in. Look at our stage manager, Mike. Yeah, plug it in. Go, Mike, go. Go, Mike, go. Oh, we can't find the outlet. MVP, MVP, MVP.
Open the top of this.
Okay, let's.
How do you open the top of it?
I don't know.
We need Obi Toppin.
Hey, wait a second, Jay.
If only we had an executive with a suit on.
Excuse me, can I help here? Hey, Fonz.
Yes.
If I said Rutgers, would you say boom or bust?
I would say boom. Rutgers getting to the NCAA tournament, haven't been there for long. Excellent defensive team.
But, you know, before we get to the next team,
how much did we spend on that machine?
Way too much.
How much did we spend on that machine?
Way too much on the machine. Just let me tell you something, kids. Play the lottery responsibly. You never know when things just start.
No wonder 70% go bankrupt.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
There we go.
Somewhere in there are the Michigan Wolverines.
No, it's working.
Is it working? Is it working? I'm telling you, it worked out. Forget this thing. We don't care about it anymore.
Yep.
The Michigan Wolverines.
Yes.
Chance to get in the tournament. Boom or bust, Seth, and what would that entail?
I would say, oh.
Yes!
Yes! Hey! Okay, now, let's see if this part works. We hit select. 2 pop in, and fortunately for us,
that's Wisconsin and
that is Wisconsin and Maryland. So, Billis, you haven't had a shot at this yet.
I've been laughing too hard.
I only had a partial, though.
Okay, you want to go? All right, fine, you can go. Wisconsin and Maryland. Start with Wisconsin.
Yes.
Boom or bust?
They're boom getting to the NCAA tournament. This is a team that's efficient on the offensive end. They play good defense, don't turn it over. And I love Nate Reaver's inside-outside ability.
They can't shoot.
Yeah, but they get better.
Reese doesn't like them.
Always positive. Okay, Maryland. Boom, I haven't talked about them yet. You got them.
Yeah, I love the way Maryland is playing as of late. They're really starting to push the pace and get out in transition. Anthony Cowan, one of the best point guards in the country, and Stick Smith, terrific on the interior.
They are boom. This is Mark Turgeon's best chance to reach a Final Four since he was a guard at Kansas.
Wow.
And
that a long time ago?
Long time ago.
The machine is working again. Oh, we got a couple right here. We've got the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Indiana Hoosiers. Bill, let's start with Penn State. Boom or bust, and what does that mean?
I think boom is Final Four. They've got Final Four potential because they've got a star player in Lamar Stevens. They've got a big guy in Mike Watkins who can dominate down in the paint, and then you'd have to double team him. And then Jamari Wheeler's an excellent guard that can really defend. And then they're really streaky. Like against Purdue the other night, they made 100 threes. Then other games they can't make any. But Pat Chambers done a great job. They're legit. They're a very good basketball team.
Okay, we saw Indiana right at the bottom of the Lunardi projections. Boom or bust? Would Boom just be making the tournament for Archie Miller's team?
Yeah, I think Boom would be making the tournament and becoming more cohesive. They're a team that does not always play as hard together as they need to, and they're capable of that, but haven't been able to put it together. I thought the performance they had against Purdue was an indicator that they're not there yet. They need to play harder together.
They need Devontae Grant to make some shots like he did the other night. When he's making shots, it comes easier for everyone else.
Okay, this because We were hampered earlier by technology and power.
Yeah, plugging it in.
We've got two. we fashioned a battery to work with it, and it turns out the battery, whatever the reason did, you don't care about that. Seth, Iowa and Illinois. Start with Iowa. Boom or bust?
Well, boom is that the team can really score, and they have a lot of different ways to score. They got a potential player of the year in Luka Garza. I think Wieskamp is a tough matchup. If they defend the way they are capable at times to defend, I'd say they can be a Sweet 16 team. Bust would be they get knocked out in the first round because they didn't guard anyone. Yeah. You like them because they can make shots.
I do like teams that can make shots. There's nothing wrong with that. What about the Flying Illini?
The Flying Illini haven't been to the NCAA tournament since 2013. So boom would be the NCAA tournament, just making the NCAA tournament. I love the sumo. I love the potential of Coburn. They are a physical team. They've improved defensively. Making the tournaments, boom. Obviously, if they could win a game, it would be absolutely spectacular.
But they're a lock, don't you think?
Yeah, they're a lock.
They're a lock.
Yeah, but I don't see them going deep.
Okay, here's what we need to do, really. This whole thing just got totally out of hand.
Yeah, that's...
There we go. And all the lottery balls come out. The Big Ten Lotto.
Ruckus.
Remember, kids, play responsibly. Invest.
That's going to go on Reese's Emmy reel.
Yeah. I sure hope not. Dunks and diapers. This story is Emmy Award worthy. Wait till you see the story of Michigan State's Xavier Tillman and the big deal that he's got coming up tomorrow. And we're going to try to give away $19,000 if someone can make a half-court shot in the State Farm half-court shot. Is brought to you by State Farm. High above the Magic Johnson statue in East Lansing, we encourage you to talk to a State Farm agent today. Time now for Making the Assist, presented by State Farm. And if you're going to talk Making the Assist, you might as well talk about the Big Ten's all-time assist leader in Michigan State guard Cassius Winston, who earlier this year set that mark. And you see the other numbers that he's put up this year and where he ranks in the Big Ten. He's been everything for the Spartan offense. Didn't get credit for an assist on Tuesday night, but it was his drive and attempt at a game-winning bucket that Xavier Tillman put in for the victory. You know, Michigan State had squandered a 20-point lead in about 18 minutes against Illinois, and they were facing the possibility of their longest losing streak in 13 years. And then Winston missed, and Xavier Tillman came soaring in for the high-flying putback to save the Spartans. He delivered when Michigan State needed it the most, and that will be a far cry from the most significant delivery that Xavier Tillman will at least be a part of this season. Xavier's wife, Tamia, is scheduled to deliver their second child perhaps as early as tomorrow. Holly Rowe has a Spartan story on Valentine's Day weekend of love at first sight.
We were both being wingmen. They didn't really hit it off, but me and Tamia, like I guess she said I was smooth talking.
From that day forward, we were just together nonstop.
I remember I told her maybe like a week or 2 weeks, I really love you. And then she was like, no, you don't. Like, I just met you. And I'm like, I'm telling you, there's something about you. I really want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Once we found out that we were pregnant with Yanni, from day one, he was like, no, like, we're gonna be a family and it's gonna be great.
I told her, like, okay, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine.
You know, what's special about Xavier is he went through something that not everybody can go through it. He's went from a decent student to a phenomenal, my best student. He's an incredible dad and husband, and he's becoming a great basketball player.
Tillman with a follow and the stuff.
Now, oh my goodness, and a major slam dunk.
So you gotta stand up and show
Stand
him.
up.
What does Daddy do when he dunks?
When he dunks, does he do something?
Nice.
You have quite a balancing act, balancing fatherhood, being a husband.
If I'm in school, I'm not on my phone. I'm not watching film. I'm locked in on school. If I'm at the gym, I'm really not worrying about my family. I'm just focused on getting better. When I get home, it's all family. Really just staying as present as I can in every situation has been the best thing for me. Eat together. That's something that I really like to do, just because it helps us kind of go over the day and how everybody's day went, and then help us plan for tomorrow.
Tell me about the vision boards. How did that start?
My mom, she started it, I want to say when I was in like 8th or 9th grade. Really like looking at them every day and having like consistent things that you can do daily, weekly, monthly. It gives you a sense of like accomplishment.
What's the most important thing that's going to happen this weekend?
The birth of my second child. I can't really fathom him being here, but I'm just really excited.
We just have to wait for a phone call to know what time to head into the hospital, and everything's packed, the bases and car seats in the car, ready to have this baby.
Hand sanitizer is needed after every change. If you don't have some, get some.
I like to say it's a family affair at Michigan State with my program. He's made it a family affair for his wife, his little daughter, himself, and starting Monday, his son. I just hope I can stay in it long enough to recruit him.
And he might very well. Xavier Tillman's had a sensational season. By the way, they've nominated him to be an academic All-American, too, carrying like a 3.7 grade point average. Maryland and Michigan State, 6 o'clock Eastern tonight. Billy Shulman and Holly Rowe, who did a great job on that piece, will be on the call. At 4 o'clock Eastern time, Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. The Duke Blue Devils, ranked 7th in the country, will take on the Fighting Irish. Notre Dame historically has given Duke some trouble, but we'll see how that goes. 4 o'clock Eastern time, you can see it on the app. And then there's also West Virginia and Baylor today. It's been a rough week for West Virginia, not just because Big Ben was wearing that coonskin cap with the Mountaineers. Oscar Schwebe, this is going to be a battle inside. There are grown men in there. He leads West Virginia in scoring and rebounding, while Freddie Gillespie just absolutely knocks away everything, anchors that Baylor defense. You can see that game on ESPN+. It'll be a great matchup of big guys that you like.
No question about it, and both of these teams are excellent offensive rebounding teams. What I think it's going to come down to for West Virginia, who has a difficult time scoring, can Miles McBride step up today and have a 15 to 20 point game? If he does, they have a chance. If not, they lose this one to a very good Baylor team.
West Virginia's got to take care of the basketball. They're turning it over like 22% of their possessions. They got to be strong, meet passes, and be physical offensively and compete offensively like they do on the glass.
Tough team to turn it on against because Baylor's really good on the defensive end. And Mark Vidal does not get enough credit for being a great defender. He's a great defender and an outstanding offensive rebounder as well.
You know, Baylor has this opportunity to win its first game against a ranked opponent while being ranked #1. Previously, when the Bears were ranked first, they went to Morgantown and got whacked. Wow. But this one in Waco. That's 4 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN+. And next week, we will be in Waco, too, for Baylor and Kansas. Now, that's a noon Eastern time start. So College Game Day is going to take you right into the call. We'll probably even have Billis Cam. Just follow him from the set right over to the
Drop
desk.
him off.
We're going to get all our bathrooms remodeled because Chip and Joanna can do it for like 20 grand.
Let me tell you something. Have you been down to that Magnolia Cafe?
No, but I'm going.
Yes, sir, we're going. You bet. 20 years ago, Michigan State won the national championship. Mateen Cleaves, Morris Peterson, Charlie Bell, Antonio Smith, and they're going to be wearing throwback uniforms tonight to commemorate that great Michigan State team that brought the Spartans a championship. See the one that Cassius Winston will be sporting that #5. There's Cassius. Crowd favorite here, and why not? They're the unis that he'll be wearing. Of course, he broke Mateen Cleaves' assist record earlier this year. As you see it all come back in a full circle.